Hi! Today I will show you my top 25 jewelry metalsmithing tools. This list is not basics tools because they may be a little bit more advanced for beginners who's just starting out, but I decided to include them because these are my favorite tools that I find essential and I use every day. So let's find out what they are. First on the list are glasses and mask. You know, be safe, protect yourself, stay beautiful. With the mask, I use the one by GVS with filters that you can change, and I find this one great. It's both for sanding and jobs where there's fine dust, as well as soldering, so this one's really great. Bench peg. This is the one I use. I bought it at Cooks on Gold in the UK. It's a flat one, as you can see, with different cutouts, so it's very useful and I find it the best for my needs. I started with this one and it was great, and I really loved the anvil part because I didn't have a steel block back then, so this one served as a steel block for me, so it was like 2 in 1. But the bench peg was really great to start with, but now I use this one and I absolutely love it. I prefer that it's flat and that it has all of these cutouts. Next is a saw frame. There's many out there, honestly, so just find the one that is best for you, but to me, saw frame is the tool that I can't live without. I love sewing, I use it for everything. I'm cutting out designs out of silver sheet. So this is the tool. If I were to point out the tool that I use the most, that would be right next to the flex shaft. So it's one of my favorites. To use your saw frame, jeweler's piercing saw, you need saw blades. And I really love these ones from Pepe Tools. These are nano saw blades. Before that, I used Super Pike. But when I started using these ones, I just prefer them. I really love them. They're very sturdy, quality, excellent saw blades. Mallet. I've got rawhide mallet because that's what I purchased right when I started. No particular reason. I just bought it because it was recommended and it was cheap, and I use it for almost everything. Flattening the metal, shaping ring bands. It's a versatile all-around tool which I couldn't live without. Ball peen hammer or jobbing hammer. It's round on one side and flat on the other. It's one of the cheapest hammers out there, and this is my first hammer that I purchased right in the beginning, and I was so close to getting rid of this as soon as I got a newer one, but turns out that this one is just so useful because probably of the weight and size, and I don't know, something makes this one so great for hammering that I tend to reach out for this one very often. So I kept it and I really love it, and it was super cheap. So sometimes cheap tools aren't bad. Next are pliers, and these are used in so many different jewelry making techniques, so this shouldn't surprise you. And the pliers that I use on a rotation every day are these 5. Yes, flat nose pliers, round pliers, half round pliers, and flash cutters. And these are perfect for chain links, jump rings, tiny details. Absolutely necessary. I use them every day. Flash cutters were supposed to be a separate tool, so I cheated a little bit there. But yeah, that's a separate tool, and these are great. You could use shear cutters, you know, something like that, but I find these great for this flush cut where you don't have to clean afterwards too much. These are great. Hand torch is the one I started with, and why it's on my top 25? Because it's just portable and easy to use. You can just take it out whenever you need to. Yes, it's not very strong, so I believe that once I start using Smith's Little Torch, probably it will replace this one on my list, but this one will always be very close to my heart because of the easiness and it's it's just so comfortable to use and it does the job. Done. There's many soldering surfaces, but my favorite is charcoal block or brick. I personally love it because it reflects the heat, and when you are using hand torch, this is actually brilliant because it just helps you to solder faster and more efficiently. So charcoal brick is the one that I use every day and I love it. Solder paste. That was a discovery of a century for me because it just helps you solder all of these tiny details with such ease. They are not jumping anywhere. They stick to the metal because of the paste, and it's just so much easier to solder. So soldering paste is something that I wouldn't be able to live without. All of the jump rings, all of the tiny balls, all of these little details are usually soldered using this soldering paste in my case. So I really recommend it. Obviously, you're not going to touch hot metal while soldering with your bare hand. So what are you going to use to do that? A solder pick, which helps you to put everything in the place, move it around, you know, just keep it from moving. And it's just excellent tool to do all of that. And this one is by Pepe Tools. I'm going to cheat a little bit again because in this category I'm going to list 2 tools. So technically it's 2 tools for one, but it's tweezers. And I've got brass tweezers, very fine tip, very great for soldering. And I also have reverse action tweezers, which are brilliant to hold metal while you're soldering. And if you get those, get yourself a stand like this, and that way you have yourself a third hand. I mentioned steel block at the beginning, that the one I started with was attached to the bench peg that I was using. Well, now I have large separate steel block and I use it constantly for all hammering, flattening, shaping. It's just versatile tool. This is brilliant and I love it. Then we have mandrel, ring mandrel. This one is flat on one side to make open rings, and it also has sizes on it. That's why it's my favorite mandrel. Any ring mandrel would be my top tool, but in this case I am picking this one because of how many things you can do with it. To make rings, honestly, at the moment I just can't live without ring bending tool. This one is from Pepe Tools, and you can get special mandrels with sizes for it, and I love it. It's just, it bends everything. Making rings is just so much faster right now. So this is certainly an essential tool in my workshop and the one that I can't live without. To work on rings and any small elements, actually, you will need ring clamps. This is a traditional ring clamp, wooden one, and this is a modern version made by Pepe Tools, a very great tool, and I love both of these. They often help me finish the job so much faster, and they hold anything in there while polishing, for example, keeping your hands free and you're not burning your hands. So that's why I really love them. Bezel pusher, simple tool which you use to push the bezel around your gemstone. It's very useful and I wouldn't be able to make rings without it. For them, rotary tool with flex shaft is the tool that I used most often, all the time, because of the attachments. But it's just so versatile, and I absolutely love this handle with quick release. It's perfect, and you can work really fast and easy. I would say this could be your best investment. If you're looking to get more advanced tool, this is absolutely worth your investment. Obviously, there are other rotary tools out there. There's Dremel, is the one I started with. There are also very simple ones that are also used by beauticians. But again, if you want to get the best out of your hard-earned money, invest it in a proper good motor. You're not gonna regret it. So for pendant motor with flex shaft, I'm using different attachments, and the one I love the most are radial discs by 3M or Dedeco, Eve silicone attachments. sanding discs, diamond burr, round burr, things like that. I just find myself using them on a daily. Not everyone is using these. Some people prefer papers, wet and dry papers. I love buffing sticks. Maybe I got used to it. I don't know. I just really love using them. I use them right after I use actual files, and these are very helpful to clean surfaces and edges, different grades, and I use them every day. So speaking of files, I've got these needle files, and my favorite ones is flat one, half round, and round. And these are quite coarse actually. I use them to sand and clean the edges most often and remove excess silver or excess solder if there is any. I also have actually just one hand file. I need to get another one, Cat 0. I've got Cat 2, and this one is a little bit more coarse. I really like it. It's worth having at least one. Another one is a pickling pot, but in my case, it's actually a bottle warmer. What I love about it is I can use a separate container with a solution, and I can put it inside or swap it with another one if I need to. And it's just so small, portable, easy to keep, easy to clean, and it's so cheap. You can get it secondhand for almost nothing online or in a secondhand shop. And last but not least, disc cutter. This is a game changer. You can use it for so many jobs. I absolutely love it. This one is by Pepe Tools, and it comes with different mandrels like this. One of my favorite tools. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learning about my top 25 tools. Let me know in the comments which tools are your favorite too, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. Bye.